And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Universalis 4, in our chill Ottoman game, where we're sort of just calmly and casually taking over most of the known world. Nations we haven't invaded, probably on the list to invade at some point, is somewhat we're going to have to come down into Africa to take on Killua and Kazambi. And, well, we're going to have to basically kick the Europeans out of Africa. In the New World, we do have some breakaway nations. We have the United States, that's fairly big. We got a Chile, that's pretty big. And then we do have still a little bit of smattering of colonial nations. As far as war targets go, in Europe, I think the next target is Portugal. Portugal is, actually, apparently Portugal is just the right size to completely annex. Which might be what we end up doing. We'll see. We're not going to immediately rush off to do that. We've got some coring that's going on. And I think I need... Well, I think I should repair the main combat fleets. So there's one of the combat fleets. We'll say we'll pop that in there. There's the other combat fleet. Well, along there. I'll let these guys back up to full strength. So let's unpause a bit, get those guys moved. And we're going to ignore the royal marriage requests. There's a little bit of a timeout after they time out, where they don't ask again. We always attack, of course. Well, I suppose, because we know we're going to go to a war with Portugal, I should get some more troops down by Portugal. So we should move these two down. Because I think there's only one fort down here. Yeah, one big fort. Granted, that's going to take a lot of guys to siege, but one fort. Grab another two, I think? Yeah, grab another two. Put them down there as well. And then spread the rest out. We're going after Portugal, so we should probably put a bunch of guys over by Portugal. I just realized we do have one stack with no cannons. I'm actually going to go ahead and actually just ban that stack, because no cannons is a potential issue. Okay, let's let those guys move for a bit. Okay, and this fleet does want to be expanded. We probably do want another... I have to get back to the 50 main combat ships. And we'll actually take the light ships off. The light ships aren't really good for blockading purposes. And we'll just push them out to do some trade. Like so. This one also... Actually, this one doesn't need any more capital ships, so let's clear these two and call it. Once again, we'll break off the light ships. Send them to protect trade somewhere. Let's try to clear this a little bit manually. So right click is just the dismiss command here, which is what I'm trying to do. We don't want to ally anyone. At this point, we basically want all the diplomacy to happen because we're doing it, not because they're asking. And yeah, basically, we're going to start a war with Portugal. Portugal is allied to the Great Britain and the United States, so they're going to drag more in. Really don't have anything to do against the United States. Sadly, we don't have any nice colonies to be pre-deployed in. Yeah, we don't have any nice colonies to be pre-deployed in. I suppose we could ask for military access from someone and see if they would grant it. No. No strategic aid, yeah. We're not going to just be able to pre-deploy over there. We even have a side merchant. Yeah, we probably have enough control that it warrants. Won't be ideal, but we'll plop a control there, so we start collecting from both sides of Italy. Add more troops, shift more troops westward. And yeah, if I need to go to the New World, and there's a possibility I need to deal with the United States, that'll be annoying, just because doing aggressive naval landings is just complicated. Don't necessarily know how big the American army is. I think it's decent sized. Yeah, okay, so it's about like 200,000. So it's a big army. The Americans are not tiny. So naval landing them will be interesting. Given the circumstances, we're going to go ahead and build some more transports there, and some more transports here. Waiting for the heavy ships to build anyway, and the transports build pretty quickly. That allows us to deploy more guys at once. We know we're going to need to do some just to get into Azores and stuff. I think to get what we want, if we're not going to invade the United States, is going to require fully occupying the Portuguese. Cores, that will help. Bunch of stuff. Not sure if it... maybe. No. Maybe we can send a gift, that'll give us enough. 7th of January. To maximum approval, yeah, they can be reined in now. Well, I think we do need to rein them in. Well, we will rein them in now. Now they are. Okay. For Portugal, let's start spying. Build spy network. Okay, waiting for those fleet expansions to complete. In the meantime, we can give these guys admirals. Bunch of truces just ended. Maybe we might change the guy we're focusing on if that's the case. Because I think whoever we declare on Portugal's coming in. Okay, so we still got a treaty with them. Is it you or the people we lost the treaty on? And the Portuguese won't come help them. Yeah, the Portuguese won't come help these guys. %87%. Yeah. Let's line up and deal with the Castilians. Castilians is mostly, I think, going to start off as a land war that might spiral out into a few other areas, but with mainland Castile overwhelmed, I think they won't get too resistancy. In theory, if I fully annex them, we'll inherit their colonies. Inheriting their colonies will allow us to be better positioned for a preemptive strike against the United States. Waiting until those guys march over. So those are also still technically waiting for the stuff to build up. The fleet to build up. Because we probably will need... Don't need to, but we likely need to go abroad as well. Gonna get a guy easily enough, I suppose. Get one of these guys to come out down to Castilian Africa. I doubt there's going to be any real resistance against Castilian Africa. Ah, yes, when you're stacking enough prestige benefits that your prestige will rise to 100 at very high speed. Doesn't mean we're actually going to say no at this point. There they go. They'll be here soon. And we're probably at the point where we can start just recruiting preemptively to deal with issues. So we got rebels over there. We had rebels in another spot. I can get away from it as well. There. Guaranteed to fire, predict by fort. That's a pretty big rebellion. Those guys over there. Grab to move them over here. Bulgastian separatists. Put down the separatists. We'll let the batch in neighboring Teutonic Order just be a little out of control. For a moment. Okay, we're not going to wait for troops to get over there. Our guys are basically in position, so it is time for that declaration. Man, this is imperialism. And we just descend on the country from every single corner. At least the European portion of the country from every single corner. So I sent too many to a given place, yes. Okay. We got 2 spots over there. That's one of the things we probably want the Navy for. Is Navy done? No. Not yet. There's there. Yeah, there. Okay. Oh, we don't have military access through Portugal. I would have expected Castile to be able to get it, but no. Apparently not. Chile. All places, okay. And then obviously you may want to come over to far east here. Where Australia? And the siege is over. So, old resistance in mainland Europe for Spain has already been destroyed. There is a spot, a lot of quote-unquote Spanish resistance still possibly ongoing because of all the colonies, but they're not going to come to Europe. Castile has still 46,000 infantry bumping around somewhere. We know we got 1,000 or 10,000 around in Africa. Yeah, they're still bumping around. Where the rest is, I'm not sure. Not in Europe, at least. Nope, those rebels got dealt with. Didn't even bother to get there in time to stop them. So what I think happened is when I started the war, Crimea, because they're loyal, probably came over and pooped them. Yeah, so we're waiting for our fleets. You got 4 transport boats. Once it's up to 60, we'll just move it. Leave the last 2 behind. Same thing up here. Once it's up to 30, or up to 60, we'll move it. Leave the last extra behind. Okay, so that's where a large portion of the Castilian resistance is. In practice, we probably just want to fully occupy Castile, and then after 5 years, they'll surrender, and that way we can inherit all our colonies. So we're not necessarily in much of a rush. So I was seeing the size of my manpower pool. We may be at the point where we want to start raising more regiments. Just have a more omnipresent position around the entire map. And we'll normalize you. That's attack type. Normalize you also to that stack type. Still winning on 2 boats, still winning on 3 boats. And these aren't necessarily particularly great ocean-going navies because they've got a lot of galleys in them. Battle of Cameroon. So it may make sense to pick that up. Sure. Oh, we probably do want to spend some admin power. Don't even spend 100 to boost the stability by 1. Okay, put those rebels down. Again, we're still waiting on those boats. So that was the one problem with declaring it so early and not actually waiting for the boats to be ready. Is now we don't have boats. Need my transport boats to go places. And we don't necessarily need to get a full 100%, but we're gonna have to get pretty close to 100%. And to do that, we need to occupy most of the area, Castilian stuff. One boat to go. So we're getting close because we've already got one of the boats. Okay, I'm going to normalize you. We'll get a guy forming up here. Yeah, same thing. 1 transport short for getting this one operational. 2 for that one. Give the Castilians the Battle of Bonnie. Okay, looks like might be 30 days and 80 days for where this lead's going. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna have you wait around anymore. Please set out to the west so we can get guys to do Asian West over there. The other one was the 80-day one. We have another colonist we can send. And it's not going to be long until this one's done. We can resend this one. There we go. No, actually, maybe not. I'm gonna remember we don't control Kilwa. We actually can't colonize off this side of our subjects. So for the moment, we're just gonna have one colonist we can't use. Okay. We can count Castilian peasant revolts, yeah. Castilian peasants are enraged that they're being occupied. Actually, honestly, we can move those up the other fleet. Just calling good. Send these guys out to the far east. Those are the two main pockets, I think, of Castilian resistance. Got the west side of Africa, and we got the far east. Okay, we control the guys on the boat. One get off there. One get off there. And yeah, we can see the Castilians are just... They don't want this to go on, but they're gonna have to. Because yeah, we're basically going for... I believe basically just full annexing them, basically. At this point, we want their colonies to be our colonies. And that, mainly, the easiest way to do that is just to annex the country. Sort by target. That's full annexation, 76% war score. And obviously we're going to have to run around and grab a bunch of it. So this is not necessarily going to be the fastest thing in the world as we globetrot to get all the Castilian territories. But it'll be faster than trying to chip bits off of their colonies, I think. Okay, into the port. And then down the coastline you go. Okay, locate ruler, getting them happy. Arguably, Switzerland's still not happy. That's a big improvement on Switzerland. Brought Sweden to an islet, make them nice and green. Switzerland. If we make them happier, we can do it. Almost there. Maybe we send them a gift. Okay, they're almost there. Those ones aren't almost there. There we go, land both of those islands. If we can, we want to... I think at this point is probably the point to find out the hard way. Actually, no. We probably want to leave one vassal left. So it's probably going to end up being Saxony, because Saxony just hates us. And And then we're going to try to start annexing, well, diplo-annexing subjects. And by doing so, making ourselves more powerful and making people like Saxony just less rebellious. Alright, spread that Ottoman green. But really, it's just maize in this area. Besides France, that is not a subject. Well, and Austria. Rescue blended. There goes the arrival in the east, far east. Okay, just about to land. We'll give them like a month to regenerate on shore, and then we'll try to land on the Huns off the coast of Sumatra. So it looks like specifically we need to take over Ilikos, based on that the tooltip there. Okay, let's see that tooltip again so I can figure out what the spelling is, because I'm apparently misspelling it. Ilo? Here we go. This is a fort here. Okay. So we have to take that for the fort before we can demand the area. Okay. Battle off the Gulf of Guinea. That just means we just won the landing here? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna take the month tick, and we did. So let's get these guys off. One goes there, goes on the other island. There we go. Yeah, and if it's just saying that fort's the only one that's a minus 1,000, then we might actually end this war reasonably soon. We'll go. We'll play out this part until he sees that fort down. Okay, we're loaded. Off to the next objective. Just in case we need to take every last bit, might as well move one by one. So they landed, and okay, now we just need to siege those guys down. Which, just one siege check, so it should be pretty quick. There we go. Okay, then we can load these guys up. Let's go deal with that fort that we've, in theory, been told that we need to take over. I think the other objective that might be a priority is we are at war with these guys. So it might make sense to come land these guys, just to get them out of the war. Because, you know, we don't need a one-province minor to get large enough to be in the top 8. One of these guys needs to land here. We'll probably leave the other one on the boat. Actually, it's just gonna make more sense for both of them to land. Doesn't change anything. We'll go into port to pick them up. These guys landed? Yeah. Okay, let's go lay siege to that fort. And we will blockade it. So let's get out to blockade. Give it a nice bombard. Get it falling real fast. Okay, we landed there. So let's clear. UI at this late in the game is getting a little laggy. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the Diplo spam that's actually making it lag. So we don't got a lot of Diplo spam going on. It's not that laggy. Which is one reason to get rid of all of the subjects. We've got too many subjects. Okay, there's Elikos. E march there, E march there, and if that was all that we need, then this should be more reasonable. Demanding a different place. So it's presumably just a different fort. Yeah, okay, so they want us to go land over there. I'm surprised. Well, actually, they got that cord before Peru was the thing, wasn't it? Is Peru going to let us land? Yeah, okay, we can negotiate our landing rights with Peru. So we'll be able to do that, it won't be a problem. But I think we'll go ahead and leave that for the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. I'm going to try to record 5 more parts tonight. And probably at the rate that we're playing, we won't be done in 5 more parts, right? It might actually take 5 more parts to finish off Spain at this rate, but hopefully not. Probably take like 2 or 3. Well, hopefully it'll be 2 or 3 and be like half the stream. We'll be taking out Spain. But getting rid of Castile is a good thing, and then I think it'll be Portugal after that. We'll see where Portugal sits, size-wise, after that. The Portugal one will probably take quite a while, because that's going to get us into war with the United States. And yeah, so we're working. We're making progress. And yeah, we're going to start integrating our subjects. So until the next time, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.